We accept the reality with which we are presented. In the world of cinema, there are certain films that don't just tell a story. They make us question the very nature of our existence. They explore the weight of human freedom, the search for meaning, and a desire to understand the world around us. This is the realm of existentialism. In this exploration of existentialism within film, The Truman Show stands out as a modern and accessible reflection of these ideas, showcasing the rivalry between a predetermined reality and the chase for authenticity. Existentialism in The Truman Show manifests through Truman Burbank's desire to uncover the secrets of his fabricated life. This entirely manufactured environment mirrors the existential struggle of confronting an incomprehensible, often absurd universe. Truman's world is entirely artificial, designed and manipulated by a higher power, Christof, the director. Truman unknowingly plays a role within a reality constructed for him, just as individuals often accept societal norms and expectations without question. These people avoid the responsibility of creating their own authentic existence and therefore will never experience true freedom. The artificial nature of Truman's world represents a life lived without liberty or real choices, where the course of action is directed by an external force rather than through personal freedom. As Truman begins to question the world around him, the existential theme of awakening takes shape. This echoes the idea of existentialist angst or dread when one realizes the constraints on their freedom and the responsibility that comes with breaking free from the illusions that control them. These illusions being all of his relationships, events, and the setting in which he lives, down to the weather, trapping him in ignorant bliss. However, Truman's growing awareness pushes him to reject the superficial reality of Sea Haven and seek the truth, no matter the consequences. His journey represents the core existential struggle, the pursuit of authenticity in a meaningless and deceptive world. The climax of the film, when Truman reaches the literal edge of his world, is the true embodiment of transcending false realities and escaping what was once his artificial life. Confronting the horizon and the limits of his constructed reality, Truman is given a choice: remain in the comfort of illusion or step into the unknown. The Truman Show is a powerful reflection on what it means to exist in a world that can feel artificial, yet holds the potential for genuine freedom if one truly has the courage to seek it. Groundhog Day serves as a profound exploration of existentialism, using the repetitive cycle of a single day to examine themes of meaning, choice, and personal freedom. Phil Connors, a self-centered and cynical weatherman, becomes trapped in an endless loop, reliving the same day over and over. This scenario reflects the existential concept of the absurd, the idea that life can feel repetitive and meaningless, yet within that absurdity lies a potential for personal transformation. Phil's initial reaction to the time loop is frustration and despair, as he finds himself stuck in a world where nothing seems to matter. This phase demonstrates the existential struggle with the apparent lack of care for finding out the true meaning of what is going on. As the film progresses, the loop forces Phil to confront the idea that existential circumstances may not change, but his internal experience can. This realization echoes existentialist themes of personal responsibility and freedom. Phil begins to understand that while the day repeats, His choices within the day are entirely his own, and it is through these choices that he can shape his experience. The transformation of Phil's character highlights the existentialist idea of authenticity. Instead of seeking fulfillment through selfish desires or external validation, Phil starts to find meaning by improving himself and helping others. The repetition of the day, initially a source of dread, becomes an opportunity for Phil to break free from his previous self-centered existence. He learns new skills, forms genuine connections, and begins to act out of kindness rather than selfishness. This shift reflects the existential belief that true freedom lies in embracing one's responsibility to create meaning through action. Phil's inability to move forward in time forces him to live fully in the present, a concept central to existentialist thought. By focusing on the present and making conscious, meaningful choices, he transcends the repetitive, absurd nature of his existence and gains true satisfaction through his newfound actions. In the end, Phil's journey from despair and nihilism to self-awareness and personal growth reflects the essence of existentialism, the belief that in a world that may not inherently offer meaning, it is up to the individual to create it through authentic and purposeful action. In contrast to the existentialism and search for meaning within The Truman Show and Groundhog Day, David Fincher's Fight Club explores nihilism through its rejection of societal values and the belief that life has no inherent meaning. Tyler Durden embodies this philosophy, pushing the narrator to embrace destruction, chaos, and the rejection of consumer culture. Tyler's worldview dismisses all traditional constructs, advocating for the tearing down of systems without offering an alternative purpose. This is the essence of nihilism. Tyler's nihilism leaves a void, while existentialism encourages the construction of a path to true freedom. Fight Club ultimately reveals the dangers of nihilism, which is the philosophy that only leads to emptiness and chaos, while highlighting the existential alternative, finding freedom by creating one's own meaning instead of simply embracing destruction. In Blade Runner 2049, existentialism is explored through questions of identity, humanity, and the nature of existence. Central to the film is the journey of K, a replicant, tasked with hunting down his own kind, who grapples with discovery of what seems to be his own unique origin. This struggle mirrors key existentialist themes, particularly around the search for meaning in a world where individuals are often seen as expendable. K's existence, much like the replicants themselves, is defined by purpose and obedience. He's designed to serve, which draws direct parallels to existentialist ideas about the roles individuals are forced into by society. K's existence, much like the replicants themselves, is defined by purpose and obedience. He is designed to serve, which draws direct parallels to existentialist ideas about the roles individuals are forced into by society. His sense of self is constructed within a framework that denies him true freedom and forces his acceptance of external powers without a question or choice. The question of what it means to be human is central to Blade Runner 2049. The replicants, despite being artificially created, exhibit desires, emotions, and the capacity for introspection, yet they are denied basic human rights and treated as tools rather than autonomous beings. This denial of their humanity parallels existentialist ideas about the search for meaning in a world that often reduces individuals to their function or utility. K's journey takes an existential turn as he begins to question whether his memories and experiences are real or merely implants. This uncertainty about the nature of his past exposes the lack of trust within himself and his identity. Existentialism often proposes the idea that people's realities are constructed through experience and choice rather than them being stuck in the construct that they began with. K's crisis of identity speaks directly to this, as he begins to confront the possibility that his sense of self may not be his own. Ultimately, Blade Runner 2049 delves deeply into the existential theme of freedom. K, like other replicants, is faced with the question of whether he is truly free or merely following a predetermined path. His eventual realization that meaning is not something given but something created reflects a core existentialist idea, that experiences and actions are what allows life to be lived to its fullest. The Matrix is a film that embodies core existentialist ideas, primarily focusing on the nature of reality, freedom, and the search for authentic existence. At the center of the story is Neo, a man living an ordinary life in a world that he slowly discovers is an elaborate illusion. This concept directly parallels existentialist philosophy, particularly the idea that individuals must question the reality presented to them and seek the truth, even if it shatters their previous understanding of the world. The Matrix itself, which is a simulated reality designed to keep humanity docile, reflects the philosophical idea of bad faith. Bad faith occurs when individuals live in denial of their freedom, accepting roles and beliefs imposed by society without question. The people trapped inside the Matrix, unaware that their lives are controlled by a system, represent this form of self-deception. Neo's awakening mirrors the existential journey toward authenticity, where one must confront uncomfortable truths about existence in order to break free from illusions and live with awareness. The red pill and the blue pill choice offered to Neo is a direct metaphor for existential freedom. The blue pill represents remaining in ignorance, continuing to live a life defined by illusion and comfort. The red pill, however, represents the existential decision to embrace freedom, no matter how painful or disorientating that may be. In choosing the red pill, Neo takes the first step towards existential authenticity, choosing to live in a world where his choices matter, where he can shape his own destiny. Neo's realization that he is the one reflects the existentialist belief that individuals define themselves through their actions. There is no preordained essence. Instead, identity is created through choices. The battle between humans and machines in the Matrix also symbolizes the existential struggle for autonomy. The machines represent systems of control, manipulating reality to keep individuals unaware of their true condition. The fight to escape the Matrix is a fight for liberation, echoing existentialism's emphasis on breaking free from oppressive forces that limit freedom and self-awareness. In the end, The Matrix is a powerful exploration of existentialism, portraying a world where reality is questioned, freedom is pursued, and identity is formed through choices. Neo's journey represents the existential hero's path towards authenticity, which is breaking free from illusion, confronting the absurdity of existence, and ultimately discovering what it means to live with true freedom and purpose. Existentialism reveals the unsettling freedom at the core of human life. An existence without inherent meaning, where choice alone defines purpose. This freedom can feel like a burden, yet within it lies a powerful potential. The ability to create meaning through each act, each commitment, and each connection. In the face of absurdity, life becomes an open canvas, where authenticity and purpose emerge not from grand answers, but from the courage to choose, to create, and to exist fully.